Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we'll be talking about the film Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Fun fact, the actors who portrayed apes in this movie went to ape school to learn how to move and speak like them. This film came out in 2024 and stars Owen Teague, Freya Allan, and Kevin Durand and was directed by Wes Ball. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes takes place many generations after Caesar's death, when the apes have become the dominant species and have different clans all over the world. We meet Noah, who is a part of the Eagle clan and the son of their leader. One night, the clan is attacked by a clan that serves the tyrant Proximus Caesar, who has twisted Caesar's words for his gain and kills Noah's father and kidnaps the other apes. Noah must partner with some unlikely allies to stop Proximus from gaining even more power. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is a science fiction action movie. It has similar vibes to Dune Part 2, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, or Avatar. The trilogy of Planet of the Apes movies, starting with Rise of the Planet of the Apes, is still one of my favorite franchises, so I was so excited to see this movie, and it did not disappoint. The trilogy is great and laid the foundation for this world, and this movie takes it to a whole nother level to see what's next for this society and how the different groups have adapted and survived. This film paves its way by introducing us to new characters and doing a time jump, but also reminds us that the influence of the past movies is still there. The movie starts with Caesar's funeral, which is a great place to start to remind the viewer that not only is Caesar dead, but there will be no more films focusing on him or his time. The one thing I loved about this scene is that Maurice was still with Caesar until the end. There are some callbacks to the older movies throughout this film, like Caesar's symbol, which is the window in his room from Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the Ape versus Ape storyline, and how Proximus mirrors Koba from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and the name Nova, which is given to May in this movie, which is also the name of the girl in War of the Planet of the Apes. There are even connections to the original films with Charleston Heston if you are a fan of those, and you might catch some of those when you watch this film. The movie takes some time to show these young apes searching for an eagle egg for a ceremony in the beginning of the film, and while it is part of the story, it has a dual function of also reintroducing us to a changed world which is now ran by the apes. We see how the apes have adapted and see what is important for them and what they have decided to let fall apart. Later on, we see how there are even some humans in a pack drinking water from like a lake, which is a small way to show that now some humans have minds like animals, while apes are now the smart ones. Noah was played by Owen Teague, who did a good job with the motion capture and voice acting. I love how he was the underdog who was at first trying to prove himself and then became the last hope for his people. His story mirrors Caesar in the way that he wasn't looking to be a leader, but he was looking to unite and save his fellow apes. Along the journey, he makes some new friends and learned about the past, and it was cool to see how what was being taught to the apes really didn't teach them much about the history of where they lived and come from. I thought he had tremendous character growth and seemed like he could pass on so much information to his village from the books and Raka. Side note, he really needs to get him a silverback bestie because, he was getting his butt whooped through this movie and he needs some extra muscle. One thing about these movies is that the orangutan is going to be my favorite character. In the other movies, we have Maurice, and in this one, we have Rocca, who is played by Peter McCone, and is like a record keeper and historian. I love how while Proximus is preaching what Caesar's principles were and twisting them to fit his own needs, Rocca is out here with the actual reasoning behind Caesar's words and has more knowledge about the history of the world before apes became the dominant species. He was the voice of reason when it came to going after Proximus and dealing with May. I was sad that he ends up dying, but I enjoyed seeing him pass on this knowledge before he passed. Also, I just have to mention his hair because why? Like, why does he have these emo looking bangs? Please explain. May, who is played by Freya Allan, was someone who I was intrigued about after seeing the humans in the other eight movies. I was not optimistic about her at all. She is proof that not all humans were affected by the chemicals that made the apes, and she pretends that her village was all killed, but we come to find out she still has some human friends out there. She started growing on me, but then I came to realize that she was just using the apes to get what she wanted, which was some type of drive that the other humans could use to get these satellites back up and running. We don't know if this is just an attempt to find a solution for the virus or to start a war with the apes. Even though Noah helped her, she didn't care and did what she needed to do to escape and risk the lives of the other apes. At the end of the film, she planned on killing Noah, which I'm glad she didn't, but I think that in the future, she might be the reason Noah dies, or she will help Noah find a way to unite the humans and the apes if there are more films. At the end of the day, she was just a reminder of why I didn't root for the humans in the prequel set of films, which is mainly that they blame the apes for the state that the world is in and think that getting rid of them will fix that, when literally the reason that the world is like it is because of the humans. Proximus Caesar was just Caesar by name and nothing else. He is the perfect example and also a warning of how history and religion are distorted over time and then exploited by those who seek power. He gives these speeches that convince apes that his leading is what's in their best interest. It was interesting to hear him say apes stronger together, which we have seen Caesar use in the past, but he's not saying that because he's helping his fellow apes. No, he's saying that because they work together to get what he wants. In the scenes where we do see him, he's often shown above the apes or away from them, with few having access to him, proving that he is not united with them. He thinks he is above them. He is a tyrant and twists the words of the past to control and kill apes and isn't looking to make a better lives for the apes. He is looking to make a better life for himself. One thing that has always amazed me about the Apes movies is the special effects and how they always look so realistic. Like lately, special effects have been a hit or miss, but this movie proved that there are some films that do special effects really well. They make these apes so realistic, and when they are speaking, it just looks like they took their time with perfecting the visual effects. My favorite part of this movie is the downfall of Proximus after he almost kills Noah. We see how Noah gets an eagle egg in the beginning to impress his father, which gets cracked, and then after the attack on the village and death of his dad's eagle follows him around, but he hasn't found a way to connect with the eagle, which always ends up attacking him. Throughout the film, I wondered how the Eagles would come back into play, since it seemed like an important part of the story, considering their clan is the Eagle clan. In this scene, we see that Noah finally is able to create this bond with this eagle and sings the song like his dad was doing and uses them to take down Proximus. The other apes chime in with the song that summons their eagles and further proves the statement that apes together stronger. In this moment, we see that Noah embodies the values of Caesar more than Proximus ever has, which leads to his downfall by falling off of a cliff, which still has Noah respecting the other Caesar saying that ape shall never kill ape. It was the perfect moment to show that even though Caesar's values have been misinterpreted by some, they will not last as leaders, and the ones who actually understand the words will be the ones who will make a better life for apes. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is not only a mouthful, but a good movie that might be the start of a new trilogy of films. It keeps up the amazing visual effects and proves that the franchise has a lot of life to give, and even with the introduction of new characters, it does not lose its charm. Thank you for watching my video. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you have not subscribed, please do so you can keep up to date with more of my videos. But besides that, everyone stay safe, have fun, and goodbye.